this Stillwater Area High School mountain bike team video production. We'll discuss the flat tire during the race situation. Step 1 with the flat tire, get out of the single track. Other riders could be coming. If they hit you, it's going to slow your repair. Get to a safe spot, stay calm, and assess the situation. In our high school racing league, the NICA races, it's best to be self-sufficient. There is a time penalty for everyone getting assistance. If someone gives you a tube, lends you a tool, helps you pump, does anything to help you, that's a time penalty that's added to you at the end of the race. So this is a bag here this rider has. So let's see what type of things we can carry. Inside is the pouch. On this system we have a spare inner tube. That's a really good idea. We have a spare air cartridge. Here is a spare CO2 cartridge and an extra CO2. We also have tire levers to get the tire bead and the tire off, and also a small little set of hex wrenches in case something's turned or gotten bent. We may get to do a quick repair on the trail. So that's the kind of supplies that are useful to have on the race course. Not all flat tires are the same. This front flat is a slow leak. It's a soft tire, but it has not gone completely flat. It may be a decision we make, if it's a tubeless tire especially, that we take an air cartridge and we inject some more air. This is a CO2 cartridge and a head that can be carried with you. You must practice with these before race day, before you need it. In this system here, we are screwing the head into the cartridge. These two are now screwed together. The blast of air is charging it. It is now full of charged air. We must secure onto the valve. This one we lock to the valve, and then we commence engaging some air with this button. There are several different systems. We now have a tire with air. Back it off. That's ready to go. There's one shot with this. You get one try with the air cartridge. It doesn't really retain its charge day after day or even minute to minute. So you get pretty much one time use with the air cartridge system, but it is fast. Close the cap, close the nut at the end of the valve, and this racer is ready to go. If we have the inner tube style wheel and tire, we're going to need to remove the wheel to replace the inner tube. We can lay the bike down to do that. It also can be a good procedure if there's a good level area. We can simply turn the bike over. If there's nothing on top of our handlebars that we could damage, we can simply flip the bike. It's going to hold it for us, and now we can remove the wheel. So here I'm pulling out the front wheel. And remember our brake video, disc brake people, do not pull that lever for hydraulic systems. Hydraulic brakes, do not squeeze your levers when the rotor is out of the caliper. We have the wheel off, and now we need to get the tire off. You will often find a nut, a threaded nut on the Presta valves, the skinny European style valves. This extra nut must be loosened and removed first. Don't let the air all the way out yet. It's going to pull the inner tube back and make that nut difficult to remove. So get that nut all the way out. You can save that in your jersey pocket. This one is a slow leak. It's still going to help to unscrew this and completely drain the air, pushing down on it to let loose all the air. There, you can almost hear that tire casing relax. We push quickly all the way around. You're breaking the bead from the rim. we take our tire levers and we engage one. You can hold it. Some tire levers will hook and hold themselves. Engage a second, sometimes a third. Eventually it's going to be loose enough you can drag a lever all the way around. And now we're ready to come out with the inner tube. The tire does not have to come all the way off. The inner tube must come out. This can stay on. In a normal shop situation, we want to reinflate the old inner tube to locate the hole and do a good diagnostic evaluation of what caused our flat. A race situation, we don't have the time for that, but you must take the time, run your fingers gently inside, look inside. If there's a thorn or something stuck inside, if you put your new inner tube back in, you're going to have a flat again in a few minutes. So see that there's nothing inside that's causing that flat. There's not in my case. So I find the valve hole right here. I engage my new tube. And I have to stuff that inner tube all the way in, all the way around. Once the inner tube is in, begin by engaging one side of the bead, one side of the tire, all the way around. Make sure the inner tube is stuffed fully inside. If the inner tube is sticking partially out, it's going to blow out when we inflate it. So, all the way around and on. Use the palm of your hands for best leverage. Sometimes thumbs are weaker or fingers are weaker. The palm of our hand can do a lot more shoving than our fingers. So now we are ready to engage the CO2 cartridge or the hand pump. With the inner tube installed, we are now ready to pump it up. A hand pump will engage. Some screw on with a latch. Some will screw on by the thread. Begin pumping. It can be very awkward to hold the wheel upright like this. Lay the wheel down, brace yourself here, and get to work. All right, full pumping action, and you're going to want to go by feel. Most do not have a gauge. That's why it's important to feel the pressure when it's correct for you to get a sense of how much pressure that really is. So we continue on until we're right where we want to be. Another option for inflation is the CO2 cartridge. There's different models and different brands. This one has a spare tape to it, so there's two cartridges here. Here we engage the valve. This one tightens down, that pierces the cartridge. This one begins to inflate. And we go easy. There's more pressure than you need. So again, we're trying to match what the feel was that we had when we started. I don't need more air than this. This can be taken off. It is quite cold. It can be a shock with the CO2 escaping. It actually creates frost here. This is probably not going to last the next time. As a matter of fact, for safety, you might be best to just simply dispense with it, close your valve, and that's ready to go. Before putting the wheel back on the bike, clean up your mess. Just grab your tire levers and put them in your jersey pocket. It's quicker than trying to stuff it back in the repair kit bag. Do not leave your inner tube. There is a time penalty for the racer leaving your garbage and your extra stuff on the trail. So squeeze some air out, stuff that in your jersey pocket as well, and take that with you. This can be dropped at the feed zone. If it really bothers you, it can be dropped at the feed zone. Now we're ready to install our wheel correctly and calmly. We're ready to reinstall the wheel. Guide it into the bike through the caliper brakes or through our linear pull pads. Adjust the tension opposite the lever. Get the skewer properly secure. About halfway through, we're picking up resistance. We're using the palm of our hand to fully close that down. If it's in tight, it's ready to go. A very important feature to remember, a very important aspect of all these problems, fixing things. It's better to do the job correctly the first time. If it costs you 30-40 more seconds, get it done first. If you have to stop again down the trail because your skewer was loose, because you didn't have the tire fully inflated, because you didn't find the thorn that was in your tire, that's going to cost you a lot more. So getting the job done right the first time is getting you back in the race. You're going to have better results.